Alright, guys. How's everybody doing? So, first thing I'm gonna do... So, I had started playing around with this the other day, and I still think it's too large. I want to run around real quick to see how it feels. But I still think it's too large. Because I have moved the wall, but I'm starting to think the wall should be more around here, which may I put this little cave area in here, so kind of little tiny spot. I may make this ramp go up into the cave, if that's the case. And if that's the case, I may end up having to change the location of the entrance. So instead of entering from here, maybe you enter in this room, something like that. And then it just ends up being a little bit longer of an entrance. Something along those lines. So let's run around real quick. But yeah, I still think comparatively to the Western Newbie yard, it is much larger. Hey Nordan, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing quite well, actually. Thank you for asking. Hope you're doing the same. Not too bad. Busy day. Yeah, that was me on Monday. Apologies for not streaming Monday. With that said, if anybody missed my Discord message, next week I'm on break at work for a week, so I'm going to attempt to do a Friday stream. I haven't decided on the time yet, so I'll probably announce that next week, what time I'm looking at for that bonus stream. Oh yeah, I forgot the... Hold on. Well, that still didn't fix that. Or did I not? I might not have pushed that fix. That fix might be existing on my my laptop. I can get out of here. It's just not easy. So there's a well up in one of the little farming estates, and it drops you down into this water. And I thought I had fixed this. Alright, we're just gonna fly. Trying to get my corpse, which I think is... Hold on, let's... fly mode's on. 3595. I think it's actually inside here. Huh. I don't see my corpse. Weird. Oh well, I'll find it later. Not gonna be that big of an issue. /cast. Speed of wild. Hey Thavadek, how's it going? And welcome to chat. Not Castanza. Not Castanza. There we go. I think I got that one. Welcome to chat. Hey, MMO Pug. Hey, Nick. Yeah, it's stream 100. Which is absolutely mind-blowingly crazy. I haven't pushed the nav mesh out, the nav mesh update, since I've done this to the server. So expect to see some fun pathing while I'm running around. It's because they're like jumping between the collision down here and the nav mesh, which they are currently seeing on the server. But /cast GM Corpse. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that corpse. But you can like see it in the world, but that it exists in the world, but it doesn't want to actually like show up. So not sure where that is. MMO Pug. I cannot speak. Thank you for the Prime. And that is 2 months. Awesome. Appreciate it for sure. It's very thoughtful. So yeah, I'm not sure where that corpse went. Can you wear the Zukin Smile shirt? I don't know how he or what he has that on as a texture, and I don't know if that's been pushed, so probably not. Hey Stoic, how's it going? So again, yeah, I've been kind of playing around with this. I think this wall is still too far out. Granted, I'm running with Speed of Wild, which, you know, is essentially Sow. I've moved this up a fair distance, but I still think that's like this is a very long newbie yard. It's probably 50% bigger. Summon Speed Gem. I thought I had Fly on. There we go. I have collision off. Oh, nope. I thought I had collision off. Well, it's not letting me go through my blocking volume. Blocking volume doing what it's supposed to do. I don't know why my no collision mode isn't working though. But this over here it feels large, but it is dwarfed by the size of the northern one. So I think I need to dial it in more. So you can comparatively see, you know, I'm kind of in the middle of it right now. And here's one end to the other. And this is much, much shorter. Granted, the other one's kind of oriented this way as well. They're both running north to south in the zone, but I feel like this one needs to be brought in a little bit. So let's fly back. So yeah, I have speech on. Like, this is way faster than I thought it was. Probably should stopwatch this at some point, but Oh, good. We can still call it Sal. All right. Even if you called it literally anything else, we'd probably still call it Sal. Yeah, probably. I would. So yeah, Sean had kind of started this, and I was starting to kind of make it a little bit larger and play with some of the forms a little bit yesterday. I wanted to get more done over my lunch yesterday, but I had a bunch of lunchtime questions, and then had to reclone the project, because it was, after a while, it kind of builds up all the extra stuff. So the file had bloated so large that my hard drive kept filling up. So I spent most of my time pulling. But I think this area might get pushed into the beginning of Salt Flats. And then have the wall maybe be somewhere around here. It's still probably larger than the other the other Newbie yard, but probably taking, you know, 30 40 to 45%, 30 to 45%, somewhere in there out, which would make this area kind of the cutoff. So I may have to make the little cave entrance that I had over here somewhere. And obviously, you know, this stuff is just kind of real quick copy paste, kind of playing with where stuff's gonna be. So it's still super rough right now. So let's hop back over. For the subscenes to load back in. And then yesterday on Zukin stream, if anybody watched it, I fixed the issue with the ghost shader, so it works nicely with the new setup. Before, it was showing the robe, which is alpha'd out. So I can show everybody what I did real quick. It was a super easy fix. It was just basically I just had to run it through another lerp, which uses which I inverted the alpha that's on the texture, and basically where that is clipped out ends up being 000, which is just black, and then the rest of the alpha stuff that I have going on, all the fancy panning and fading, basically gets masked into the areas that this isn't clipped from. So, and then I actually documented it. I hadn't done that before, so if anybody else happens to pop into it later. Nick, I know we have an issue with, and I was playing around with this a little bit, with them not showing up as well in the daytime. I boosted this to make this guy show up a little bit better. I haven't tested it in Wormsbane. Like, I haven't ran over and checked it in Wormsbane. I pushed it this morning. Let me know if it, like, blew out the interior ones, if you're in there by chance. Or if you think this one needs to get pushed a little bit further, in terms of, like, how bright it is outside. But you can kind of see it now. It's not like super bright, but I'm afraid if I push it too much further, it's going to really, really make the interior ones, excuse me, make them way too bright and just blow them out. So yeah, just let me know what you think. All right, so let's try this. Let's grab these. Not the train. Oh, another thing I was doing this morning was I fixed. Well, I hope I fixed. We'll see. A nav mesh issue that was causing some warping. Or part of, I think it was part of the issue. I think it's a combo of things, but the nav mesh was drawing in here because the terrain was under here, and we had mobs kind of like, they'll be like right here, and then they would just like fly into here. I think there's an issue with the logic of like why they would want to go from here to here, but there was definitely a nav mesh issue with this in here. So that it should be gone, because they don't see that they can go in there now, but I think there's probably still something kind of funky in the pathing itself that is causing it. Okay, so if I do that, this would be on the other side of the zone line. We wanted to play a little bit with height instead of having this just flat. So I had this kind of starting to taper down. Since it's going to be tapering down, it made more sense to kind of slowly lose elevation. I don't know if we'll have room unless we keep it like super long, but I think that's just unnecessarily long in terms of, you know, running through a newbie yard. And this is obviously not what the wall will probably end up looking like. This is more of just kind of moving around what the rough wall we had. Let's use this one. Oops, did I detach that? No. I probably should have these attached from the walls themselves, but this one's attached. They're all attached with the house. That probably wasn't the best decision on my part, considering the buildings aren't all going to be exactly the same. So I'll be throwing new buildings in there, but I made that one quick as a quick edit off of one that we already have over in Sage side. So if we want to do that, forget, does Polybrush give me a flatten option? Smooth. Scanner prefab. No, it doesn't look like it gives me that, which would have been awesome. Actually, I'll just do it this way. This is also going to cause us to have to, like, really edit Sungreet Strand, because this whole area right here is not really technically part of Sungreet. But I mean, we're gonna end up having to do that with all the zones, because they're all just super rough. But major changes like this around a zone line lead to more major changes. But I'm honestly thinking about changing how we do terrain. But I need to do a test of it first, so I'll proof it out. I might proof it out in Shaded Dunes, but once I get to there. I don't like the way I don't like how the wall just, like, drops off. This elevation changes driving me crazy. It's probably not a bad idea to have kind of like as a zone continuation, like a couple of these style of farms as the initial couple of things you'll run past as a as you get into Sungreet. Elevation. And trying to have these like walled in. And granted, all these might not be like perfectly walled in. I might break some of them up and stuff like that, but elevation changes make this a little bit more say difficult, just kind of weird to play with. I think at one point this was where the main road was running. Actually, that's not too bad. This needs to change directions. Okay, so now I have to make a decision. So if I do this, and we put some, I don't know, whatever we put in this little cave system, the ramp up would be, if I do it through it, if you're swimming, the only way back through would be to, like, through that. And then either, I guess I still have this part. I could do it through there. If I actually, you know what? If I keep this there, I don't have to do that. I can always just bring this. Let's turn off the water. Yeah, I need to re-pull it on this computer. I keep forgetting that. I fixed it on the one machine and not the other one. That's what happens when you work on multiple machines. You fix something on one, you gotta fix it on the other. The annoying part about trying to snap stuff when you have the ocean on is it's all made of vertices. It's a mesh just that's getting displaced. So you can see the tessellated geo just kind of like moving up and down. Like when you try to vertex snap, it wants to snap to that. So I need to remember to turn that or fix that. Ooh, I still will have another issue though. If this is the zone line, you're running out of the zone back in. So we need to change this. We definitely need to change this. I apologize. It's gonna be a little weird one to like watch because I can't get rid of the water plane right now. Because Unity is being weird on this machine. So I do apologize about that. Oh. Does this have... Oh, wow. That was... extra geo that shouldn't have been there in the beginning. Or in the first place. I'm also running into an issue over here. So I need to... I'm gonna run out of space if I do this wrong. This is, again, gonna be super rough right now, because I'm just trying to get the space kind of back to where it needs to be. Snap where I want you to. There we go. And while I'm thinking of shores, let's fix this issue again. Yeah, I totally didn't push that one fix, and I probably... No, I don't think I do. It's probably sitting on my laptop, but let's just fix it here. Oh, I totally missed... Stoic, I apologize. I missed your question about the Ghost Shader. I know, it's terrible. But will the ghost shader be applicable to all models? So the way I have set it up, yes. Hold on, let me hit save real quick, just so, in case I crash anything. Hey, Chaz. So yeah, the ghost shader, the way it's set up, just uses any material. So like, we have a couple different versions for the different parts of the mesh, just like we do. It's similar to the human, the way the human's put together, because it's using the human, you know, textures. But in theory, I could copy this. Let's just duplicate, and then do ghost jackal, and then if I grab our jackal texture here, I could, let me just bring in a not textured static mesh, and we could apply ghost jackal to it. So it uses the same textures, and then each one will have to have its own ooh, hold on a second. That is not doing what I thought it would. Why is the origin? Was this authored differently? Hold on a second. Oop, I have a feeling, yep, YouTube stopped playing. It's X, Y. Hold on. I'm forgetting. Is it X, Y, Z? So Z, that would be Z up in human. No, Y up in human. Well, why is that working on the human? You know what? It might be I'm throwing it on that. Let's try it with the actual prefab. Is this the prefab? Or no? That's the prefab. Weird. It invert. It's doing it upside down. Huh. I wonder if we have orientations flipped on one of these models. The ground's ghosts. The The floor is lava, the ground is ghost. I'm not sure why that's inverting. Stress was a Shira. I mean, it's easy enough. I can just flip the math, but shoot, I should not have unselected Ghost. Ghost, Jackal, Shira. Right, Shira works fine. There's something weird with the way the Jackal is authored, I guess. But Ghost to Shira works. So yeah, in theory it works. We may have to figure out orientations or something like that. Let's see if I can throw this on the bat. I'm just trying to think of other things that might be oriented slightly differently. Bat. Prefab. Ghost capsule? Totally could do a ghost capsule. Although this one would probably work better without a material selected. So Ghost, Bat, Ghost, this one works. I don't know why the Jackal doesn't. Which is weird. Now, the thing that doesn't work... Well, one, the bat has, I think, 2 materials. But, so its eyes are on its wings. But it's not a 2-sided material. So that's why it wasn't working from the one direction. But yeah, in theory, we could, we either would have to fix the orientation on the model, because I'm guessing that's probably the issue. Although it's using world, it's not using object, so I don't know why the Jackal is inverted. It doesn't make any, like, mathematically in my head, it's not making any sense, but I never claimed to be a huge mathematician, so... why that one specific prefab is being weird, I don't know. But yeah, we could make Ghost whatever, essentially. The big thing would be, like, they'd all obviously need their own material, and then we have to go in here and play around with, like, the personnel power to, like, get it to, like, work for that individual mesh, because like the power will be different. Well, I could really just blow everything out with that, can't I? The power will be different depending on like how big and like what the form actually is. Hope no one was watching that in a bright room because that was or in a dark room because that was bright. But you can see, you know, I can play around with that. All right, so I'm gonna delete jackal material and that prefab. Should be a raid boss ghost capsule. Sorry I gave you extra work. So, I'm just, I mean, honestly, it's probably something better to find out now. And I'm not 100% sure what the issue is. I'll have to play around with the other creatures as well, like the beetle. I guess let's check the beetle real quick. Of course, I say that right after I just deleted the thing that I was using, because that's how I roll. Let's duplicate this again and call this ghost test. And do we have just a color? Nope. Ghost test. Yeah, all of them work as intended except for our furry jackal friend. I mean, they all still need, like, individual adjustment. Like, this is not great. But it is fading at the feet, which is what this is supposed to be doing. Let's just double check this one more real quick. Oh, it is using object, which does make sense. The one I looked at that was world was this for the panning. So if it is object, yeah, it's probably the jackal was imported at a funky, like, it might have been imported at the wrong angle and then, like, adjusted without re-importing it at the correct angle, so it's like rotated or something. So yeah, it'll work on everything as long as we have it imported correctly. That would be my guess. So we may have to just re-rotate the jackal on it, like re-import it with rotate it in the correct orientation. But again, just a guess. Let's delete that. And that. Oh, actually, let's do this. But yeah, anything can be a ghost. What we have to decide is if we want it to be a system, or at least for the humanoid ones, if we want it to be a system similar to how our characters are driven, where we can use data to change, like, what their armor sets and stuff look like. And all of these extra, like, parameters, so, like, the main color and stuff like that. Or do we want to have, like, individual materials for each individual type of ghost? Or do we want to drive it from one material and have it all set up to data? That I can't do. That I don't know. That's definitely an elite tech wizardry thing to do. I can make a shader, but I don't know how to hook it up to data like that, like in that way. Oh, is that attached to it? Okay, that is. That didn't work like I wanted it to. You know what am I doing? I don't need to use the cut tool for that. I can just do that. Oh, I wish I had remembered to fix that before the stream. Oop. There we go. We'll call this good for now. Kind of want to move this out, which this is not part of anymore, so... Let's... This... I don't want. I don't want it to do that. Let's see if I grab the right part of the screen. And we'll move this one over here. Maybe like a necro curse. That when the creature dies, their corporeal form or corporeal body returns for a brief moment to buff players or attack their targets. We've also talked about potentially having like a vision type, I think, that would allow you to like see like the ethereal world type thing. I don't know if it's something that will actually do, but I believe we've talked about potentially doing that with like shaman. So like they could see into the spirit world type of a thing. So some like that is part of the reason I had set up the material the way I did, so that it, one, because humans, but I also set it up so like anything can use it. The big issue ended up being the new changes relied on the alpha to like hide stuff that wasn't there initially, or wasn't there before. So it was hiding, or it was showing the robe, and I initially, when Zukin explained the issue to me, thought it was the fact that it was showing the legs while showing the robe, which I fixed pretty easily, but I was still trying to mess around with something else, so I didn't push that. And then like when he explained it again last night, I was like, oh, I was trying to fix a problem that's not the problem. So once I knew what the problem was, it was like a super simple fix. I think it took me like a couple seconds to actually fix it, but leave it to me trying to make a fix way more complicated than it needs to be. Chaz trying to make corpse explosion build. How did that? Hey, Trinity, how's it going? All right. Let's see. Next time we hop in, I need to remember to come back down here and see if that actually worked. Pretty good. Hi. Good man. Thanks. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty well. Minus, I think I just breathed in some dust or something. There's something in the back of my throat. But other than that, I'm doing fine. Ugh. Alright. So, that comes up here. The major, like, thoroughfare route will just kind of follow along here. I have a feeling I want to taper the kind of placeholder cemetery that Sean did. I think I kind of want to have it maybe spread along here, maybe a little bit more. And I want to start bringing some of this stuff over here. Oops. Helps if I'm not so far away. That stuff over here. Into here. And we'll have it expand more. Eventually, this is going to be... You can kind of see where it was roughed out in the other zone. A quarry. But... Simon will probably end up moving towards this one, because I'm going to be the plan after we're done here in Night Harbor is Simon's going to go this way, and I'm going to go this way, and then we will meet up at some point wherever wherever we end up meeting on the other side, because the zones loop around on themselves. So, like, the main zone flow in the proof of concept is this, with little side dungeons, and then eventually you'll leave to the north over here, the POC, once we expand, and then this will eventually be another zone at some point, and there's gonna be another zone over here in the water. But the initial proof of concept is basically a big loop with zones sticking off of it. Nice. I have a dumb question. I have I've seen you do a lot of what looks like deleting surfaces that players wouldn't see. Why is that? Does it reduce lag, or is it just cleaner? I don't know anything, or I know nothing about this. So the deleting of faces, like what I just did over here, reduces the amount of polygons that are rendering in a scene, which makes it more efficient, which does reduce lag. What I did over here, though, and it's actually an issue right here currently, is the navigation, the nav mesh is baking inside some of this stuff, which it shouldn't be. I need to figure out how to fix that in Unity. But I deleted out the space underneath just because it was a quick fix. Because I don't know how to block portions besides putting a mesh down, or removing the geo that it's rendering on. Oop, I forgot to delete our bat friend. Child apparent resistance. What? God damn it. What did I do? There we go. But yeah, I know, like, Unreal has blocking nav mesh block volumes where you can just, like, plop in a space and then, like, scale it, and it just goes, okay, don't render one here. I'm assuming Unity has something similar. I just don't know how to use it, so I have to get, like, dive into some documentation or oh my god, I can't speak. I'm just tripping over my own tongue all day today. Calm down, brain. But I just need to go into some documentation and tutorials to kind of like figure out where all that stuff is. See, that wasn't that hard. Oh, man. I was definitely born with the gift of mud mouth, where I just trip over my own tongue all the time. Actually, I did that. I was doing that on Monday. Yeah, Monday. Sean was nice enough to join my class, well, mine and one of my coworkers' classes, and talk with a group of our students and kind of share some of his experience in the game industry and answer questions from aspiring game designers and game artists. So that was fun. And Sean, if you're watching this, thanks again for that. Okay. But yeah, I was even tripping over my tongue during that. Like trying to ask questions and be like, brain is working faster than tongue can move. Hold on. I think I just missed some text. And to follow that up, is there going to be some sort of protection against people looking through walls with camera manipulation? Stoic, we may keep that to some degree, just because it's very classic feeling. Honestly, it still happens on live, because I've been playing around on live for the last month or two, and yeah, my ranger can definitely I was running around in like Durga, then the more updated modern Empires of Kunark version of Durga, and I could totally see through walls without even trying. So I think it to a degree is it leads to that feeling. We may do stuff to limit it, but we may decide just to kind of keep it. Kind of one of those to be determined things, I think. But I know actively we are not, like, worried about it. There's no active, like, how do we fix this going on? Might there be later? Maybe. It's just a child sage. That's me most of the time too. So at least I'm not alone. I just have 100 episodes now of a game development stream, so everyone can go back and watch me do it. Hours and hours of me tripping over my own tongue. Hippitus, show your saw your notification come up. Hey Justin, how's it going? Makes sense. No master race, I guess. It's warrior tracking. All right, let's play around with this. I'm just trying to get kind of happy with the way the terrain is going. Again, I may end up replacing all this terrain. Although if I do change the terrain, the way we're doing terrain, whatchamacallit here. Night Harbor. Oh my god, my brain is all over the place today. Maybe one of the places that doesn't go with the new the change, but we'll see. I just have to see if the way I want to do something is actually going to work or not. Yeah, so we got 5. Maybe we could do a 6th. I didn't want to put a farm up against here because it's up against, like, granted I don't pick out farming plots for a living. One, it's further from the water, but 2, it's in the shadow for a good portion of the day, so I figured more sun would probably be the better thing. Oh, Stoic found the new channel reward. Hold on, let me bring that up. EQ Guesser. So we'll play a round of EQ Guesser. Oh, I know this one because I already had this one. But I actually got this one right before, so... reading commons. Now, can I get a better placement on this? Where am I on this dock? See if I can get a better score. I am... right here. That's a lie. I was not right there. I'm in line with that. So I lost 85 points because the map location is wrong. Oh, this is easy. Velk's dogs. Give me something difficult. Where am I on the map? Frosty thing above my head. Boom. 6 meters off. This is Nariok. I'm just trying to remember which part. I think it's Commons. Oh, yeah, it's Commons. It's right here. It's somewhere around here. I think this is that. L-shaped building. This thing. Building right here. Building right here. Yeah, I think this is it. Oh yeah! 3 meters off. Oh, this is easy. Trachodon's tooth. It's like, hold on, where am I in this room? Yeah, I'm like right here. This might have been the easiest one I've had yet. 1 meter away. Oh, this is another easy one. Partly because I've been running... I just said I was running around in the new version of this. I've actually been pulling this room. Or I had been camping this room and just pulling it for headshot camping. Now, is it... Oh, God, is it Temple of Durga or Mines of Durga? Let me look at the map. No, it's Temple. And it is, you go down, yeah, I'm camping right here, so it is this room. Yeah, that's the bridge right there. Am I in the Jed Middle? Yeah, probably like right here. 8 meters away. That's a pretty solid score. I think that's my best score. Well, I posted my other good score. What was it? My other good score. Oh no, my other score was better. I had 896. So technically, I did worse. Sad face. But I don't remember getting 2 5,000s. I must have had like one way off on the scoring. Let's do one more new game because that one felt really easy. I don't know, guys. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Hold on. Where is this on the map, though? Oh my God, it's been forever since I've been in Uridan. Is it here or here? No, that's got more water. Oh, my music is being stupid again. It's right here. Yeah, because this right there is the sign, so I'm like right here. Eyes closed. Yeah, I didn't even need to look around. It was like, hi, you're in Uridan. Ooh, I think this is Unrest. This feels very unresty. Or is this... Am I wrong? You know exactly which it is? It's Unrest or Befallen, I think. But honestly, I can't think of a room in Unrest that this would be. Or is this Mistmore? Oh no, my brain's like melting down. Which one? Let me look at the zone layouts and see if I can find it. Let's start with Mistmore. I feel like that's the one I can... Yeah, because I would think it'd be the room, because that looks like it goes outside. That's what's like throwing me off. Is this doorway is completely throwing me off. So it's not Mistmore, because the only two indoor-outdoor transitions are right here. So next guess. Go to unrest since we're on Fadewar. And I don't think it's here. Like it looks similar, but no! Stop jumping around on me. Floor 1. Yeah, because that's an octagonal room. Is it Befallen? Where? Oh. My God, I don't even remember where Befallen is on the map. Isn't Befallen all indoors as well? There we go. My highest was like, oh, you did a 10 rounder, 40, 90, 38 out of 50K. Hold on. Let me go back up to chat. I think I've skipped some stuff. Getting all the gimmies. I already said that. Been playing this for a few days and just realized you can pan around. My favorite EQ city. I know exactly which one this is, and that's the one I'm still on. I've only played EQ2, but it wasn't for very long. I've played EQ2 a couple times, but I don't think I've ever gotten past like level 25. I've pulled from here many times. I'm trying to, like, this looks so familiar. But at the same time doesn't. That's why I'm really leaning towards Befallen, because I don't recognize this out here. And I didn't go to Befallen all that much. Just gonna guess here. It's gonna be wrong. Yep, it was Unrest. Third floor of Unrest. How do I... Oh, that's just so disappointing. That was even my first guess was Unrest. That one out the door is what threw me off. Made me second guess. Oh, this is obviously Velius. Eastern Waste Giant, maybe. No, because that's only one. Western Waste doesn't have any. This has got to be Great Divide, right? Great Divide, where are you? There you are. Alright, I'm guessing it's this one. Now, where am I? Right here. Boom. Redeemed myself. 1 meter away. Although I really should have gotten that spot from Unrest. That's going to bug me for the rest of the day. Is this Temple of Vishan? Or not this Temple of Vishan. Vishan's Peak is what I meant. I almost want to say this is the zone in. It has been a very long time since I've been in the original Vishan Peak. And it was after it was revamped. So this is a pure guess. Oh! I was correct. Is this Nariok? Is what again? See, the problem is I barely ever ran around in here. If this is Nariok. I feel like that's a zone line. Could be right here. Honestly, I'm just gonna guess that probably. I'm so bad with Nariok zones. That's what happens when you're a wood elf. Because this doesn't look like the... I mean, is that... That might be it, but I don't remember. I remember being a tunnel into this. Because I remember killing something here for, was it an Enchanter Epic or something? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back and guess that other one. Guess we're right here. Ah, it was the red building. I should have done that. Womp womp. That one makes me sad that I got that one wrong. This one I'm not surprised. I can tell you when I'm in Nariok, I just can't tell you where I am half the time. Oh, that's not my lowest score, but that's not my, definitely not my highest score. All right, back to some M&M. Hey, John, how's it going? Man, I'm like all over the place with the chat. I just noticed John saying hi, and I've already said like a bunch of this stuff already. Pulled here many times. It's where the animated hand spawns. Nice. They really love in that zone. Unrest. Yeah, Unrest. And the thing was, that was the first thing I said it was going to be. Teflon Don 75, thank you for the follow. And welcome to the stream. That's the part that it's gonna drive me nuts, because I was like, oh, this is unrest, and then I was like, where in unrest am I? And then that little like outdoor looking spot completely threw me off. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts all day now. Okay, so let's play around some of these rocks. I know the feeling. You go with, you get a gut feeling, but then you don't trust it. But it turns out to be right. Yeah, it's always how it is. It's like, you gotta trust that gut instinct. And then whenever you know, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go with the gut instinct, and then that's when it's just like, nope, you're wrong. But yeah, it's one of those, go with the gut. That Uridin one was very, very easy. I just had to remember the map. That was the hardest part. Because I definitely went there more than I do Nariok, but it was also probably one of the lesser traveled places for me. Shockingly, probably Quanos also. Like, I know most of it, I think, but I didn't actually go there all that often. Even on TLPs, I usually, obviously Freeport, but I'm almost never in that part of Norath. Oops, I meant to... That's what I get for hopping between game engines. I was in Unreal yesterday, so I'm like trying to use Unreal hotkeys too. Duplicate things. Sorry, my brain's like switching tracks on me constantly. Oh, man. But if I'm this scatterbrained today, Monday would have been even worse. Like I said, Sean joined and did a kind of Q&A thing with the students for probably like an hour and a half, and then like right after I ended up having a faculty meeting, like an all faculty meeting, over my lunch, and then right into midterm reviews for our senior like thesis class. So by the time I got home, all the stuff I had hoped to get done in between all of that, there ended up being no in-between time. So I was like completely fried. Sure would have made for a entertaining stream, as I'm just like completely not coherently thinking. But let's see. I know the feeling. Oh yeah, I just read that one. I've been hitting Quanos more just because the Fang quests are nice. What do your students think about M&M project? Actually, there's several times, like if, because the classes are studio-based classes, there's a lot of time for the students to actually like work, like do work, and then teacher to go around or, you know, help with the project. But then there's a lot of just downtime, so I'll sit down and if I'm waiting for questions, I'll just kind of, you know, work on something, or I'll do some work over lunch. But they're always asking questions about like how the project's going, or, you know, like how are you guys doing this or that. So I'm always getting some kind of question about it, but they seem to think it's kind of cool. I don't think there's any real big MMO players currently in the department. There have been in past years, but if there are, I'm not aware that they're big MMO players. Which, considering that I'm working on an MMO, I feel like that would be something that I would hear about. Wondering if it piques their interest in the classic MMOs. It has. Even some of my coworkers and the other faculty members, they're always asking about it and talking about, you know, kind of the, you know, the classic feel, and kind of learning about it, even if they weren't, again, really into classic MMOs. So I think it's piqued some people's interest for sure. I want this to like... Oh, I like it better that way. Okay. Don't like this rock. It's like a weird blob. I mean, rocks are kind of weird blobs, but... I want it to be slightly more... identifiable. Maybe I have it that way. Maybe not. Okay, that's good enough. I'm spending way too much time messing around with that. Be able to do one more right here. But again, it's kind of like it doesn't serve necessarily a gameplay purpose besides just having something there, and it's going to be in the shadow all day, so like on a making sense for a farming spot. I mean, this is probably the worst spot in this field because you're in shadow from here most of the day, and then you're in shadow from here the rest. Like, you've got a very narrow window of not being in shadow. So maybe that's not the best place to put that. And then I'm going to have the road running through here. So maybe that'll be it. Maybe I'll just do some more rocks and stuff. Just do that as a group, its own group. It's kind of flatter versions of what I'm just working with right there. Let's see. Afternoon, Paytas. Hey, Alarm. How's it going? Going okay? Been in the hospital. Got a blood infection. Ooh, that does not sound fun. Hopefully you're doing better. Infections are not fun. Actually, my uncle was hospitalized for a couple months. He actually just got home. And part of why he was in there was for a blood infection. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that cannot be fun to have. But hopefully you are doing better now. Hospital stays are never fun. I've been pretty lucky in terms of hospital stays. I think I was first grade, I had croup, and I wasn't admitted, but I was there for a little bit, because I was having issues breathing. And then the only other hospital, like, besides, like, randomly slicing my hands open several times, was when I had meningitis, like, 12 years ago. 13 years. Oh, yeah, a little over 12 years ago. Which, that was not fun. I would definitely not recommend it. Hoping the next time that I do go to the hospital that they have decent Wi-Fi so I can play EverQuest while they're patching me up. Badly injured my left foot stepping on a rock about 4 years ago. It took 8 sessions to get patient surgery to fix it. Ah, that's not fun. I'm sure I could probably use a couple of surgeries to fix random random old injuries. My knee is hot garbage. I'm sure it needs to, at a minimum, to be scoped, but healthcare is expensive, and I'd rather not spend money on it. So I will continue to walk around with a crunchy knee. I think I'm gonna actually have to bring back one of those faces I just deleted. Yep. Ooh, I didn't even mean to delete that one, but that one I do need to bring back. Let's see. No laptop, very boring. Yeah, I bet. There used to be a video game magazine back in the day called Ultra Game Players. At the very end, they had a section called "Are You Hardcore?" Some guy wrote in about permanently damaging his wrists playing Super Mario Brothers, or Super Mario Brothers 3. when he was supposed to be recouping from breaking them in a skateboarding accident. I can relate to the messed up wrists from skateboarding. I haven't, me and my kids haven't gone skating in a bit, but it did not take long for me to like reactivate those old injuries. Even wearing wrist guards, which I didn't wear back in the day, and I really should have. Yeah, it really did not take long for me to be like clutching my wrist going, God damn it, I did it again. But I never had anything like overtly like my wrist is going that way. I'm pretty sure I had like some stress fractures or something from putting my hand down to catch myself when you shouldn't do that if you're a skateboarder. But I did multiple times, still do. But at least I know I wear wrist guards now, so it helps a little bit. But again, I haven't really skated in a couple months. And what I consider skating today is not nearly as intense as it once was. I'm not like trying to throw myself down anything crazy. Not that I was really ever good at doing that to begin with, in terms of throwing myself down. I think the highest stair set I ever ollied down was like maybe 5. It was like 5 steps, which nowadays seems like nothing. Everyone's like jumping down 8 and 10 sets. This will technically be past the zone line, but I will bring this into the other zone as one piece. Since it's one piece, I'm just gonna kind of at least start to shape this side. There's no skateboarding culture here in Maine. It's ice skating. Well, if you don't bust our wrists by catching ourselves, we would be breaking our collarbones. I'm fairly certain I fractured my collarbone at one point. But it was not skateboarding. I don't know if I've ever told this story on stream, and if I have, I'll tell it again. But I in high school worked at a whatchamacallit, go-kart track. And the go-kart track, of course I don't have anything to draw with on screen, essentially kind of, there was like a loop, there was a bridge, and to get up, you would go under the bridge at one point, and then you'd loop around underneath the bridge and go up. Someone's car died on top of the bridge, and I had to bring it back down because the exit was like at the bottom of the curve that went up, that looped over to the bridge. So I was like pushing this car down, and two girls were driving up, and they weren't looking at where they were going. They were like looking at each other and laughing as they were driving up this turn. And I saw them come around the corner, and there was nothing I could do. I was just like, oh, this is gonna suck. And the one girl plowed right into the back of the go-kart I was pushing down. So like, to push the go-kart down, basically I was leaning over the front of it using the steering wheel, and I think I had to have my hand on something to release. Honestly, it's been so long I don't remember, but I think I had to have my hand on something to like release the clutch, and drive. No, I was pushing. That's right. You could move it without doing anything like that, but I had my hand on the back of the seat and my arm on the my other arm was steering it, and the go-kart shot hit me in the collarbone here. I went up in the air, did a flip, and landed on my back on the front of the girl's go-kart, and she just started screaming. And I was just like, oh god, laying there like completely in shock. She stopped, she screamed and stopped. I got up, and I just like deliriously like walked down walked down the side of the hill that the loop was on, or that is where it loops back on itself. It's not an actual like loop, but anyways, and my one of the managers happened to see the whole thing and was just like white faced, like, are you okay? And I was just like so in shock. I was just like, I'm gonna go home now. I just left. But my collarbone for the longest time had this like, it had to be like the size of a pea, or like maybe 2 peas, or like a pea and a half. But I had this big old like calcium deposit like built up where I took the initial impact. So I'm sure there was like some sort of like hairline fracture, and it just like rushed calcium there. Because it was there for probably a year or two, until it finally like dissolved away. I probably should have like stayed and filled out some sort of accident report, but I never did. I'm surprised I survived that job. I got hit, I got burned, it was a trying time in my life, I guess. You could have been living comfortably off workers' comp. Probably could have. But yes, that was one of those. I was young and naive and thought that it sounded like it'd be fun to work at a go-kart track. I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. Probably should have played around with this side first, considering this is the side that people are going to be seeing immediately. I think criminally messed up my wrist years ago mountain biking. Like, it doesn't bother me as much anymore. Oh yeah, like I said, my wrists are most definitely have something have something wrong with them. They've healed up even since skating with the kids again, but they definitely crack. Like, every time I'm moving my wrist, you guys can't hear it, but it's cracking. And for the longest time, even when I like wasn't, when I first stopped skateboarding, so like back in like 2005, 2006, for a year or two, like if I put too much weight like this way on both my wrists, it would just be shooting nerve pain. And it was similar when I first re-aggravated it. But thankfully, as long as I remembered to wear wrist guards, it usually went away pretty quickly. Wear your wrist guards, kids. This PSA brought to you by Paytas the Ranger. It took about a year for the pressure pain to go away. Yeah, probably the same thing. I bet you it's like compression. I mean, obviously I never went in and actually had an x-ray, but I'm guessing it's probably like compression fractures or something like that. If it's a similar, if yours is similar to what I was talking about. But in terms of like bodily repairs, I'm pretty sure it's my knees that would benefit the most from visiting an orthopedic surgeon. I'm sure I like tore something in my right knee like 11 years ago. Surprisingly not skateboarding or snowboarding or doing anything stupid. I was just walking up a set of stairs and my laptop was around my, like in a, like a laptop satchel bag, and my elbow hit it, swung it back, and it was a gaming laptop, so it had a little bit of weight to it, and it was just enough momentum and just enough weight to stall me out like mid-step, and then my knee like twisted and buckled, and has not been the same since. So I'm sure there's some, like, tear of something in there. And I could, like, feel, like, the one... I could feel, like, I think it's the MCL, the one that runs down the inside of your leg. I could, like, feel it for the longest time. So I'm sure I, like, strained or did a minor tear on it. But there's, like, something in the middle of the joint that's definitely not. Not how it should be. I don't know what, but... I can tell you it did not used to be like it is now. Honestly, if your knees are bothering you, you likely have some muscle conditioning. You need some muscle conditioning in your legs. Work out your quads, hams, and calves to support your knee joints better. Bro, that's legit probably part of it. But there's most definitely something wrong with my, or there's definitely something off in my, in the knee, as well. Because my legs are not nearly as conditioned as they used to be. I used to be able to like leg press like 500-600 pounds like it was nothing. I'm pretty sure my knee would explode if I attempted to do that today. I won't even be able to lift it, but even if I had the leg mass to lift it, I'm pretty sure my knee would explode. You shopping for a brace on Amazon right now? I do not have a wrist brace, but I do have a knee one. I actually have a couple knee ones. But honestly, I've been using the one I use more often than not now is a soft one I got for actually when I'm skateboarding. But man, is it comfortable, and like my soft / hard brace that has like a steel bar support on it or in it. That one like gets painful after a while to wear. But the other one, not barely ever notice it's there, and it definitely helps. Like long car rides suck if I forget it, or either of them, but the soft one actually doesn't hurt after, like, by the end of a long car ride. The other one, I'm ready to like chop my knee off. I think we're good. There, I like that better. It looks like the sand's kind of starting to build up a little bit more. Not too much, but that looks pretty good. And let's grab this one. Move this over here. Modifications. I actually rejected a medication offered by a doctor because no caffeine. I was like, I'd rather die, no thanks. Yeah, I mean, if you know something bugs you, I would definitely agree. And not take it. Honestly, I probably should cut back on my caffeine intake. But man, is it hard to get moving sometimes without it. This, I probably should make not as steep so that people aren't getting stuck if they happen to fall down into that. Grab all of these, and we will do a split vertice. You're gonna let me select the edge I want? Of course you're not. Why would you do that? Oh, shoot. That's not what I wanted. Let's see. You love it here? It took 5 years of playing too. Town is like the movie Pleasantville. That's awesome. It's always nice when you enjoy where you are living. It is definitely not fun. The alternative is not fun. When you're not enjoying. Let's do this. Delete those. We'll do that. And that. am global. I feel like I'm not. Yeah, I am. It's just because this is at an angle. There we go. That's not just a pinch. Let's try to get these all around the same height. Yep. I think that's the second. I think I have it only set so you guys can do that twice. So let's bring back EQ Guesser. I feel this is the same one I started out with earlier. What the heck? There we go. Well, that's a skybox. I was like, what is that? Karana? Yeah, I was thinking Karana as well. It's such a low res image. But it might be one of the Karanas. Make the Sky Ghosts. Oh, wait, you're playing EQ Guesser. Yeah, I think I have it set currently that it only lets me, or you guys can only claim that twice in a stream. So we'll see how frequent that we end up landing on that. South Karana, North Karana. Ooh, it could be Misty as well. That looks like a tower of some kind. There's definitely some rock over here. There might be something right here, but it's so, like, the zoom in doesn't preserve a lot of detail. And it looks like there is almost a Minecraft block just floating there. But there's definitely a road. I don't see any cross section to this road. And those feel too close. Alright, let's check one of the other Karanas. North Karana? Let's take that. No, that's the one I was just in. The Bard Mail Quest? This doesn't look like Greater Fate Arc. Or am I thinking of a different mail quest? That is obviously something. Oh, I'm thinking of a different one. I'm thinking of the mail, like the one where you just deliver stuff from Felwith to Kelthon. And you can just do it over and over and over again. So I'm thinking of a completely different quest. Alright, so it's not South Karana. I'm guessing North Karana. I'm gonna guess we're right here, which I feel like is gonna be terribly wrong. It was a Karana, just the wrong Karana. Temple of the Divine Quellius. Divine serving the will of Quellius. Where am I? Is this Uridin again? I think this is Uridin. Yeah, I think this is right here. Yep. I was right. All grounds look like the same zone. Yeah, for the most part. Oh, this is easy. Although it took me half a second because I'm used to the newer version. That would have been an embarrassing one if I got that one wrong. On stream. Just absolutely decimate my EQ cred. This is Kunark. I know that much. I'm on Kunark. I, 'cause, 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 ' Is this part of Kern's Tower? I don't remember. I don't think... Cabalist, East Jungle, Kern's Tower. Yeah, I don't think that's Kern's. And I don't remember... I didn't actually do much in Kern's, to be completely honest with you guys. The Tower and the Awakening? Ooh! But didn't that have the tree to, Plan of Growth in that? Or am I crazy? Or no, Awakening Lands. I'm thinking of whatchamacallit. No, that is Awakening Lands, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, this. I think that has a tree. This is also Kunark. So I think it's not that. Yeah, but I think these screenshots remove some of the assets. The one that it should remove is the Welcome to Uridan sign. Okay, I'm on Kunark. It's probably one of the less... It's not Carnivores. And that's not one of my less traveled ones. Field of Bone, West Cabalus. I'm not seeing anything that looks even remotely like it there. Is it someplace in Cabalus? Honestly, I know Zukin's gonna get upset. I don't really play Ixars. I don't think so. I feel like it's surrounded by a jungle. I've ran through Cabalus only a couple times. Is there any... I guess it could be something like that, but I don't remember there being almost like Wizard Spire type structures in Emerald Jungle. And I used to run to City of Mist all the time. Ah, stop strobing on me. It's not in the over there. Was there a ruin in the Dreadlands I'm just not thinking of? Because there's the undead ruins, but I thought those are all square. Or rectangular, to be more precise. There's definitely a Wizard Spire thing over here. Yes, I'm still listening. Your vote's still for Awakening Lands? I still think it's Karana. Or not Karana, Kunark. I don't see... can't see a tree. I mean, I don't have any better guess, so I'm gonna get this wrong anyways. We can go with it. Awakening Lands, Plane of Growth. Holy crap, that was right. Good job. Good call, Stoic. Someplace in Akanon, but this is another city that I did not frequent. Akanon. I forget, is Akanon 1 or 2 zones? I think it's just 1. Yeah, it's just 1. Where could it be? It needs stairs and a doorway. But that would need another doorway. EQ Atlas, you're not being helpful. The only stairs you show me are right here. And it's not these ones, I don't think. Hallway with a ramp. Come on, stop backing out. Oh. I don't know enough about Akanon Castle. Guess the room. That's kind of what it's going to come down to. I'm just going to guess this one because there's stairs. Ha! The stairs were correct. So, not my best game, but not terrible. That Karana one is what killed us. Wow, we have 3 5,000s. Yeah, that's a solid B plus right there. Good round. Nice, I'd be so bad at this. Welcome to the chat, Shift J. Hey, I'll throw it in chat if anybody hasn't used this before. It's fun. I kind of hope they expand it beyond just the classic zones and start doing some Lukeland and Plains and the Plains ones Plains and Omens ones I would crush. Because I did a lot of pulling in those zones. Granted, I've done a lot of pulling in classic zones and TLPs, but I definitely would crush Plain zones. I feel like one of the hardest expansions would probably be Gates of Discord. Because so much of it has a very similar aesthetic. They all have that kind of like same temple vibe to them. And then if you get into like the tip trials, all of those blend together in my mind. So I would have such a difficult time trying to remember which trial it was. You like to see that for other MMOs? I think what other ones I'd have fun in that I know well enough. Lord of the Rings Online I'd probably know well enough. At least through the first couple expansions. My question is, how many locations are actually in EQ Guesser? Because eventually, I have a feeling it'll get to the point where we're just like, oh, we all know this one because I've done it like 7 times on stream. Because we already had a couple repeats. Although I think some of that was that one time I loaded in was like repeating stuff weirdly. WoW and Guild Wars 2 have one? I might be able to do parts of WoW, but honestly, I don't think I would do that great. Guild Wars 1, I'd probably have more luck with than Guild Wars 2, considering I basically started playing Guild Wars 2. I think I played for like 40 minutes, and then I stopped playing, and I never started again. And I don't have a good reason why I stopped. I just didn't really get into it, I guess. I think there was something else going on. But I can't remember. Guild Wars 2 is your favorite? Yeah, I just did not... I honestly do not remember why I did not get into it. And I've heard good things about it, I just did not play it much. Alright, we're gonna split this. I said split. It's always the last vertex is the one that you want. Oop, actually, go back. Let's add a couple more of these. Let's mirror this. Opens it up a little bit too in the process. Gives kind of more. Instead of it being like a wall here, now this is a little bit more free flowing. Maybe at one point was in line with the other one. I'm gonna bury this so far down. Let's just... Oops. Like so. I need to stop saying that, because every time I do, and I forget to beat my stupid Echo Dot, it starts trying to listen. Like the creeper it is. Let's see. Every few months, I'll go back to Guild Wars 2 for a few weeks. I get burned out quick. The only game that I can really get back to, and not burn out, like, fairly quickly is EQ. And I burned out quickly on the TLP, but it was just because I couldn't keep pace. I couldn't keep pace with the guild I somehow got myself into. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm done. Although, depending on what the TLP rule set is this year, I might jump back in. I said I've been playing on live a little bit. Like, I'll pop in, do a lessons on my characters, and then pop out. But the leveling is, like, way different when you get above 110. You can't just, like... I mean, I guess you could just grind out the levels, but, like, every level after 110 is basically, like, grinding a hell level. The easiest way is to do missions, which I can't do. My characters aren't strong enough to probably do some of the missions that give, like, decent XP right now. The other one's, like, this overseer thing that they've added to the game, which is kind of like, I don't know, it feels very mobile daily rewards-esque. Like, you just go in and do your you click your buttons to receive your things and then send your agents out to do other stuff, and then you get, like, I don't know, 5% XP every 12 hours or something if you do it like that. Should be around time, though. I would assume in the next couple weeks they're going to release the new TLP rule sets. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of am hoping they redo Thornblade and Mischief with the whole, like, Loot Pinata free trade servers, because that was fun, but me and my brother and son started way behind everybody, so and it was around the time that I got on this project, so I didn't stick with it. Yeah, that's another thing, Nick. When green, when P99 runs up another green server, I'm looking forward to that too. I'm assuming it's going to be sometime this year. But I don't obviously have any insight into that. I feel like this needs another opening. Maybe this needs to open more over here. Are you planning on firing it up another rogue if they do announce a new green server, Nick? Or would you end up rolling something new this time? I don't know. If I do rogue in classic. Yeah. Ranger's rough in classic as well. Let's merge those together like so. Depends on when it launched. I might have enough time for classic. Nice. Or you might not have enough time for classic. Yeah, that's understandable. I have yet to actually do a TLP where I've played through Classic and lasted until Kunark. Even though it's like, what, a couple weeks? I always get to level cap and basically get best in slot, or most best in slot stuff. I usually don't get to Sky because it's Sky. But, I have yet to make it to Kunark release. I usually end up getting back into it either just before Valius releases or just after Valius releases. So I always like catch the tail end of Kunark rating. Which is also part of the reason why I said that earlier that I rarely ever have been in Vishan's Peak, because I usually come back at the tail end of everybody farming those keys. And the only time I've ever really, truly done any raiding in there was after it gets revamped, and it's like, what, EP level difficulty. I want there, or I want to be there for Green Valius, or Green 2 Valius launch. Got to get primals and warden loot. I don't think I've ever fought the wardens, even on TLPs. By the time I get, even on Agnar, my guild was in like the top. Well, we finished, since Agnar had an end, we were the second guild to beat Agnar server. But even on that server, by the time we had enough people keyed for Sleeper's Tomb. I'm pretty sure Faceless was the one that had already awoken him. So no primals for me. What I forget what was it Avatar weapons? Whatever the second version is the one I always end up getting. Ancient? Is it Ancient? Why am I drawing a blank? I shouldn't be drawing a blank on that. I am. Primals stay on P99 forever, but only drop off golems. Oh, hold on. I don't have 100% drop rate. Are those the ones that don't proc, but have pretty decent stats, but they're not quite as good? You can tell it's been a bit since I've done Valius rating. Man, Agnar was over 5 years ago now. So yeah, it's been a while. So that was like 2017 when I was the last, yeah, 2017, 2016, something like that. Summer 2017 was probably the last time I raided Valius. But man, I really hope the TLPs do the Thornblade Mischief one again, because I will totally like legit play again if that's the case, because Loot Pinata North Temple of Ishan seems like that would be super fun, where even like the triplets, where generally like the loot is just garbage and you're just kind of like let's not kill them, or where like they can actually drop good stuff, would be awesome. That was like my favorite part of playing a time, was just like you could go, like, depending on what your strategy is with loot, you could pretty much almost always come out with loot, at least for the first couple of raids. Because there's, if you're full clearing the raid, there's so much loot that drops in that zone. Yeah, Mischief seemed fun, because, like I said, I started doing it right before, like, I joined late. I joined in Valius with my brother and son, but it was, like, right when I got on this, right when I got on the team, so then, like, I was like, I'd rather just, like, get up to speed with the project than, like, worry about this. But I would still sit there on Twitch and, like, watch people like raid in it, and I was like, oh man, that looks like so much fun. Like all the parts of the raid where I'm more like, man, this part kind of is boring. You're still sitting there like, oh, what's gonna drop? What's gonna drop? And it's like in a different way than, like, let's say like Diablo, where everything you kill is a random drop, but I don't know. I think it's because EQ is so good at doing the like iconic items and drops, and Diablo is not as good at doing that, in my opinion. especially with like the rune words and stuff like that with Diablo. You actually like, I mean, you have to do that with like crafting and EverQuest too, but I, for the longest time, did not know about rune words. Didn't really do much with them. And those are like some of the best things in the game. Hey, Essinger, how's it going? You gonna do Diablo 4 beta next weekend? I don't know. I'm debating. I'm debating it. I might check it out. I don't know how Diablo, like, I haven't been following it too much, but I don't know how well Diablo's going to work as a persistent world. Like a persistent shared world just seems very weird to me in Diablo. I mean, it could be great. It just, like, my brain is having a hard time, like, wrapping around how that is going to feel and function in an ARPG. So I might give it a try. Are you planning on giving it a try, Stoic? I'm dabbling in ARPGs a bit because there has been a lot of innovation. I need to play Path of Exile. I keep meaning to do that. Last summer, towards the end of summer, I was on a huge Diablo 2 Resurrected kick. Like I got my Hammered In up. I got my my Summoner whatchamacallit, Necromancer up. But I had a couple of rune words I still needed to work on for both of those, but then my computer took a poop on me, if you guys remember, and I never really got all back into the swing of things with it. Oop, hold on a second, I left that on. There we go. Let's move that down. There we go. Why does that keep switching to normal? I swore I just switched it back to global. Really looking forward to Path of Exile 2. They use sharding. Gross. Are you talking about for the open world, Nick? With the Diablo 4. I figured they were probably doing it some way like that. It just, an ARPG in general, as an open world persistent game just seems weird to me. Not that I don't like ARPGs. I think it'd be actually kind of cool eventually to like dive into an M&M ARPG. As like a side thing, but obviously that'd be way off in the future. But I think that could be kind of cool. I was a huge fan of the Champions and Norath games. I'm actually tempted to like drive around to some of the mom and pop like video game exchanges around here and see if any of them have it for sale. Last Epoch is adding multiplayer this Friday. I want to do some Diablo 2 Resurrected as well. I was super into Diablo 2, or Diablo 2, but EQ cut that too short. Yeah, I started with EQ, and then some of my friends who played EQ a little bit started playing, or got me into Diablo 2, and then I got my other friends. Well, one of them, I guess, still played EQ. But my other friends who I couldn't get to play EQ played Diablo. So we all played Diablo. And I had a... I forget what the build's called. But the werewolf druid was my main, because I was trying to play... I originally tried playing an Amazon, and I tried to play it like a ranger, and I was trying to bow kite, and I'm like, I can't bow kite in this game. So I got mad, and then I made a werewolf. Oh my god, what's the name of the move? It hasn't even been that long since I stopped playing again. Oh my god, what's the name of their life tap? Fury? Rage? Fury or Rage, whatever. Fury or Rage build. The one that you life tap the orb and then you just sit there smacking things for a ridiculous amount and healing yourself. That's the one I played. I'm sure someone will fire out the correct name in a minute. Resurrected was a good upgrade. Yeah, it was solid. I enjoyed it. My kids enjoyed it too. We just haven't played it in a while. I'm surprised my kids actually really liked the old school mode, where I was like, I found myself playing in the newer mode, the newer graphics more, just because it was easier to see stuff. Because let's be honest, the old Diablo 2 sprites, while definitely awesome, had atrocious contrast. Like, it was so easy to get lost, like have stuff get lost, because it was just really hard to it was like really noisy and hard to read at times. And then them not being on an old CRT screen definitely doesn't make it any easier. So I was playing in that one mode, or that mode more, but my sons were playing in the pixel version more, which I found surprising. But my kids do like old school classic and indie style games, so. And the cool part was, it wasn't like me influencing them to do that. They just naturally gravitate towards that. There's my oldest is super excited for there's like a new game coming out. It's like a Warhammer first-person shooter, but it's like super retro. Like, basically it looks like 3D Doom. Like, it looks like Doom sprites, but it's actually 3D. He's super excited for that. It's supposed to come out sometime this year. I think it's it Bottle Cat? What is it? Warhammer? I'm totally blanking on its name, but yeah, he's all about him especially. He's usually all about like retro throwbacks style stuff. Gone full circle, yeah. Not on those old monitors. Piercing shot. Amazon was OP. I just was not. I was trying to play it like an EQ Ranger, and because I had been playing EQ first, I like. I remember thinking like I knew better how to play an RPG because I played EverQuest. Like as stupid and like elitist gamer as that sounds, that was totally my mindset when I started playing Diablo with my friends. So I was like, I know how to play a ranged class. I'm a ranger. I'll play an Amazon, and man, I did not know how to play an Amazon well at all. I was hot garbage with an Amazon because I was trying to bow kite like I was a ranger, and I did not know the skills well enough to build for any kind of play like that. Also, it's really I will say the one thing I don't like about some AR, like modern AR, or not even, I haven't played modern ones, but like the clicking definitely like messes with my carpal tunnel. But it doesn't let you kite because you're I mean, like, you do kite. You have to click and then turn around, and it's a completely different like controls, I guess. Completely different vibe with how it feels when you're doing it. Is I guess what I'm attempting to say. I'll move these for now. Piercing shot, you could kill bosses while standing outside of the room. Oh, that's awesome. Javelin was fun with the lightning ability in cow level though. Yeah, that one, actually I think with the new Sundering Charm things, that was like one of the best builds. Or I haven't played, so that was around the time I stopped playing, but they were some of the Diablo like YouTubers and stuff I was watching were speculating that that was probably going to be one of the better builds to get the Sundering Charms. And then it would be a good build because the Sundering Charm would break the immunity to lightning that some mobs have. But now the more we talk about this, the more likely I am probably to try out the beta. Bolt gun? Yes! Thank you, Nick. That's what it is. Bolt gun. Yeah, that's the game that my son's excited for. It definitely looks cool, though. Especially as, like, a former fan of the original Doom and Doom 2. And, oh my god, what was the name of that? Chex Quest? Did anyone else play that game? The one that you got in, like, you got the disc for it in your Chex cereal. And it was just basically like a mod of, I can't remember if it was Doom or Quake, but I used to play the crap out of that game. You played Chex Quest ages ago? Yeah, it's been a long time since I played it too. There's got to be somewhere where that's like available online to play. Too far over. Let's open that up just a pinch. I see checks sometimes, but I never got it rigged. I can't even remember. I wasn't even a big Chex fan when I was little, so I don't know how we ended up getting it. I don't remember actually eating Chex to get it. Maybe I just begged my... I very well may have just begged my parents to buy Chex so that I could get the disc. Legit, I don't actually remember eating the Chex to get it. I just remember having it. My first real PC game was Doom 2. I didn't actually own Doom. I wasn't allowed to play Doom, but my best friend had Doom and Doom 2, so I used to just go to his house and play it. I was allowed to play Chex Quest, though. So that's why I paid the heck out of that one, specifically, because I had that at home. And the rules that my parents had were so strange. Like, I wasn't allowed to watch Ninja Turtles. I wasn't allowed to watch Captain Planet for some odd reason. Not that I didn't just go down the street, or over a couple streets to, like, one of my friends' houses and just watch the stuff anyways, but... there was some just really questionable, like, why I wasn't allowed to do some things. Not caring too much right now, because this stuff will probably all get rebuilt, but... My first games were Share demos. Oh man, my dad... I think I've mentioned this before. My dad had his... he grabbed like a part-time job at CompUSA. Yeah, I've definitely said this because I used to go, we'd like visit sometimes on lunch and like bring him food or something like that. And, that's when I would like sit there for like the first couple years of EverQuest. I would just sit there in the PC section and stare at, the EQ box like longingly and then beg my parents to get it. And they'd be like, no, we have dial-up. And it was just them not wanting to pay for it. But, I definitely would sit there, like, longingly, and then, like, the Kunark box came out, and I'm like, oh, there's another one! This is so cool! But but I've told that story before. But anyways, because he worked at CompUSA, literally he would just bring home like every month whatever the demo disc that they had was. So I was always playing like whatever the newest PC game was. I remember one of them had like I think one of them, I don't remember if it was completely a LucasArts one, but there was like Monkey Island 2 on there, and Dark Forces 2. And man, I played the 3 levels that they gave you in that Dark Forces 2 demo. Like, I can still like go back and play the actual game, and I know where all the secrets are because I have it like memorized because I played it so many times. Man, Dark Forces 2 was a great game. I did like that one. And the Mysteries of the Sith. Let's see. And you got the good demos on the shareware discs. Like the whole first chapter of Doom and Duke Nukem. I don't remember. It might have been shareware that were the ones I was looking at. I honestly, I do not remember the name of the discs. I just remember having the discs and would always get excited whenever he'd bring home like the new disc that they had. Man, CompUSA had literal bins in the middle of the store with just compilations of sharewares. Yeah. Always using AOL. Yep. The department store, like BJ's, had a ton of shareware collection discs. The Wolfenstein 3D software floppy was a giveaway. Learned how to navigate the DOS commands because of that. I remember my first experience with DOS was like, I had to have been like 3 or 4. And I'm dyslexic. We didn't know it at the time. But my uncle had some computers, and we'd go over and play like Avoid the Noid and like Reader Rabbit and stuff like that on DOS. And they had like, you know, like a sticky note of like what the commands were. And I remember like attempting to like look at that and then look at the keyboard. And like, oh, it was a nightmare. I was so bad at like typing in DOS commands. And then when it would eventually, like, when I would get it typed in correctly and it worked, I would get so excited. Because I didn't know what I was typing. It was early enough where I didn't know letters. I probably didn't remember. I probably didn't know letters, I'll say, because I honestly don't remember. But I just remember it being a legit struggle when I first started doing it anyways. I played a lot of Wolf 3D as a kid. Loved that game. I played a bit of it. I think I was at a friend's house, though, again. We might have had a couple demo... We might have had it on a demo disc, now that I'm really thinking about it. That we got to play for a bit. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Back in the day, Windows 3.1. Yep. I typed format C into DOS. Oh my god. Oh, I'm sure he was happy with that. Oh man. I think my first multiplayer experience was setting up a LAN in my friend's parents' bedroom and having Rise of Triad. I mean. Mine was probably doing a LAN between the living room and my parents' bedroom with either my dad or my brother playing I'm gonna guess Dark Forces. It was probably Dark Forces because we used to do that occasionally. Oh man, I just realized the time. I'm gonna need to get going. Let me save. The stream flew by today. Good talks. Next week I'm hoping to have a third Friday stream. I just heard yesterday that the plumber is supposed to come back sometime next week, so I may end up jockeying stuff around. Like, my Wednesday stream might either start earlier or start later, depending if they come on a Wednesday, or if it's a Friday, it might be a later one. I'll let you guys know next week more when I know the actual date. But the plumber is supposedly coming back to actually like finish up the work, because I have yet to actually come back and finish it. Although it does drain now, so it doesn't leak as bad. But there's definitely still some issues. So thank you everybody for hanging out with me today. Wrap up here. If you guys are not familiar with the project, we're working on an indie MMORPG that's very influenced by the first generation, classic generation of the MMORPGs. So think late 90s, early 2000s. Our game is titled Monsters and Memories. That is our website if you'd like to get caught up on some of the information about it. If you have any questions after looking, take a look. Or not take a look. You feel free to hop into our Discord. We recently broke the 2,000 user mark. Or user? I guess user. In the community. So there's over 2K of you guys in there now, which is awesome. There's always some kind of conversation going on in there, whether it's about our game, the genre, or you know, just gaming in general. So if you have any questions, feel free to hop in there, or if you just want to be a member of the community, it's always great having more people join. This is our mailing list if you'd like to stay up to date with the project. It's a good way to do that. These are the members of the team that stream, so if you haven't already, follow them. We all stream kind of our own areas of the game, although there are overlaps. Obviously, you know, I was playing around with the ghost shaders earlier. So I'm not the character artist. We have two other character artists. I'm more of the level design and environment side of things. And then this is our YouTube channel. If you'd like to get caught up on past VODs, we upload all of our past VODs there. If you are watching on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe, comment below, click the bell, all that fun stuff. The more engagement we get with those metrics, the more likely the algorithm is to suggest M&M content to people that like EverQuest or Ultima Online, classic, you know, era MMOs. So we definitely appreciate all of you guys that take the time to do that. We read all the comments and all of that as well. So thank you very much. If you are watching on YouTube and you'd like to participate in my live chats, again with the mud mouth today, I cannot stop tripping over my own tongue. There should be a link to my Twitch channel down below, Paytus the Ranger. Just follow the link, and then click follow on the channel, and you'll get a notification whenever I go live. You can also opt into Discord's notifications, so you'll get a notification in Discord whenever we go live, or any of us go live. So that is another option. My streams normally are Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, I'm going to try to do a stream on Friday next week since I'm on a break from work. So yeah, I'll try to get an extra day in. Other than that, guys, that is it for today. Thank you all for hanging out with me, especially my subs. Your guys' generosity is super appreciated. Thank you very much. And I will catch you guys next Monday. Later.